Hey folks, Dave Bartoo here with Tree Stand Totals. Well, not in the tree stand today, out in the farm late this morning. So I thought I would squeeze in getting an episode done. We got 4 games today. Yesterday was awesome in the EPA Sports Hot Sheets. Now a little bit about EPA Sports. I'm a data consultant for them, but I bet on my own. So I do utilize the hot sheet that they put out every day that I help create, but I don't follow it necessarily bet for bet. Now, did that cost me a little bit yesterday? Yes, because the hot sheet itself went 5-2. I went 4-2 overall with the Sparks at the Las Vegas Aces. A little bit about the EPA Sports hot sheet though. It's data. It's not picks, because what we do is we model every single game. NBA, WNBA, college basketball, NFL, NHL, Major League Baseball. And so what we try to do is get our information in hands of sports bettors. Whether you're buying picks from somebody else, that's up to you. That adds to your juice. Whether you are having your own model or you're just tailing EPA Sports hot sheets, what we do is trying to create data for you to use either as confirmation or denying a bet. Everybody uses it a little bit differently, but for $1 a day, or actually it's $1 a post. Some days there's no games. Some days we'll put 2 days worth of games into one post, so it's averages out less than $1 a day for an entire month. Now with WNBA, I got 24 bets. And there's a reason it's called Tree Stand Totals too. I don't do spreads. Don't bet spreads on anything. I just don't like them. I think they're a little tougher to model, and I just prefer betting totals. So if you want the spreads, those are on all the hot sheets, but it's nothing I ever bet. And usually when I do, it's my gut feeling, and I usually get my ass beat. So yesterday, coming off the 4-2 day on Saturday, let's see what the 24 bets do today. Now I'm going to discuss 2 games like I normally do. I'm going to discuss the highest over variance and the highest under variance. So we're going to go through those bets real quick. The highest over, I got Washington hosting Dallas. This one, the bet line, the open was 166, and the total on that is more than 10 points over. So I like being over in that football game, or that that basketball game. I got football on my brain. Been doing football all morning, getting ready for college football and the NFL, getting all the models going, and I'm excited about that. Probably as much as you are. The game totals, I got Dallas at 94.2. It opened at 85.5, so I'm over on that. Washington, I'm at 85.9. The opening line was 80.5. I'm over on that. So it only means that I'm over on everything else. I'm over on the halftime score total, which is 83.5. And I'm over on Dallas and Washington at 43.5 and 40.5 in the first half. Little something. I always prefer to be over in the first half of WNBA games, and I always prefer to be over in the first half of home teams for WNBA. You can almost bet it blindly and be up money. Seriously, it's one of those little Dave hacks that I just kind of look at, and I'll gravitate anytime I see the model that is over on both of them. I'm really happy with that, because that really confirms a normal trend in the WNBA. On the flip side, let's go back to 2 shitty teams who can't score at all. And guess what? They played the other day, and it was 77-70. The model had it 77-71. Everything was under. Everything hit under in that game as well, except the first half. It wasn't a perfect game. I love going 6-0 in a game. You know, that's something special when you got 6 bets on one game and they all hit. It doesn't happen that often. But the first half, remember what I said about first half, a little higher scoring? Seattle and Minnesota both scored like 56% of their points in the first half. So a couple things went over in that. I think that one was a 4-2 game overall. Now Seattle's at Minnesota. And yeah, I'm going to bet Seattle again. A lot of people ask me, are you high betting Seattle? Because they are the most inconsistent team in the WNBA. At least that's my opinion. There's three things I think you can count on in the WNBA. They fix the hell out of the games. Seattle doesn't know when to show up or not show up. And Hawkins misses free throws for covers and overs every freaking single time. But the model on this one, 79.2, 76.1, Seattle. Now, I know Minnesota on the road just beat Seattle by 7, so I'm trying not to let that creep in my brain. Every time I go against the model, I usually get my ass beat. So I don't like gut feelings, so I'm trying not to let that creep in because I know what happened the other day. The total on this one, it opened at 159.5. The EPA model's at 155.3, so under on that. Minnesota, 76.1 for the game. It opened at 82.5, under on that. Seattle opened at 77.5. The model's at 79.2, but look, we're under the total for the game. We're under on Minnesota for the game. Yeah, should be under on that one, right? Don't gamble on your sports betting, folks. It gets me every time. First half is under across the board as well on all these teams. I don't have the number in front of me. I think they are at 40.5 apiece. So I'm under on both of those, as well as the first half total under as well. So there's your big under for the day. Seattle and Minnesota. The big over is Dallas and Washington. The other two teams out there, Connecticut and Chicago, Indiana and Phoenix. I'll be back tomorrow with a preview of the Aces at Atlanta. Hope you enjoyed this edition of Tree Stand Totals Off Location. This is Dave Bartoo. Thank you for joining me.